And because one pre-release wasn't enough, I participated in a second one for perfect order as I was very satisfied with the experience of the first one. I wanted to repeat it again, and this time I was very nervous as to which deck I was going to get. And as you might have already seen in the thumbnail, I actually got the superior one. I was very nervous as to not to get Barbaracle. It was my least favorite. Here I show it to my partner in front of me. I was very excited to get the superior because first of all, like the art itself is very beautiful, and I also already got the doublet. I would have been happy with the doublet for its usability, but it would have been bad to have like a duplicate promo, so I was very happy to get the superior one. And similar to the previous pre-release, this one we got 4 booster packs within the Build and Battle box itself, plus the 3 extra booster packs that the shop itself gives us, so that we can have quite a few possible additions to our 40 card deck. The pack that I am opening right now already includes 40, so you can technically play this deck as is in the pre-release, but the idea behind it is to like build and construct from whatever you get from the extra packs. And with my partner, we were discussing different tips and tricks as to what we could do with each of our decks. And just like the previous time, we also had 30 minutes to unbox, open, and sort through everything that we had, and as well as build the deck itself, plus sleeve it. So it's a lot of actions to do within 30 minutes. So I'm going really quickly through this deck of Superior to see which cards I could keep and which cards I could remove. I was very happy to get this deck as a grass type Pokemon is one of my favorite starters. So I'm very happy about that. In general, I perform really well with grass. So I'm just looking at the regular types of like supporters, stadiums, Pokemon that we get within this like pre-built deck. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start opening each of the 7 booster packs that we got. I'm very excited about it. I'm sleeving the promo just in case, but later I'll re-sleeve it for the actual game. And here we go, pack 1 out of 7. I was very nervous twofold, because on one end I was very nervous as to what type of cards or hits I might get, and also I was very nervous as to what type of cards I could get that I could include into my deck itself. So in this first pack, I actually start very strongly with a Wondrous Patch full illustration. I do already have this from the Perfect Order ETB unboxing, so I have a hit, but it's a duplicate hit, but a hit nonetheless. Very happy about it. My partner in front of me got the doublet deck, which is the one that I got in the previous pre-release, so I was giving him some tips and tricks as to how to use it efficiently. He was already pulling some interesting cards that he could include into the deck itself, but we were mostly talking about the different attacks that I used within my pre-release the last week. And in the second pack, I don't get any hit, but I do get that beautiful Aurora's Hollow foil card. And then on the third booster pack, we actually do get something interesting, but we'll get to that in a minute. I see that my partner there also got a couple of Pokepads, always useful, the protagonists of this expansion. Here, I'm very happy to get a couple extra grass-based Pokemon to include, including Shaman and Servine, and we have, obviously, the Gengar Hollow card. I do already have 3 of those, so I'm very happy about that. Never say no to an extra Gengar. Now we are halfway through. We are in pack number 4 out of a total of 7. We have a dark-based energy, then we have another Snivy, and I'm very happy to have more and more grass options so that it feels more flexible to actually build this deck. And we have a hit with Meowth EX. Also, this is the second one that I get. The first one I got it from the Perfect Order ETB. I've already pulled 2 hits, the Wondrous Patch and the Meowth EX, and both of them were dupes, but still very happy about that. Maybe eventually I will trade them for different cards. And now we're up to pack number 5. I really like the Probopass art. It's really interesting with all the electricity around it. Here we see also the Barbaracle, one of the promos. And then in this pack, what we actually get is a non-dupe full illustration Talonflame card. Very beautiful artwork there. We will look at it in detail later in the video. But here I was just like running through so that we can have enough time to build everything. In the penultimate or before the last pack, what we get here, we start off really strong with a lightning basic energy. Then we have a Rowlet, which I was considering to include, but later later I'll analyze as to what to keep and what to remove. Also, we have another Aegislash from my previous pre-release deck. And then here we finish off with a Hollow Superior, which I decided to actually include this Superior that I pulled in my deck and not the promo one, as to not to ruin or possibly ruin the promo, so I can keep it safe. And then in this pack, we'll see what we get here. In the last one, we have another Snivy. We got a lot of grass-based Pokemon that we could include. And of course, finishing off really strongly, we do end up with a full art Esper. Very beautiful artwork there. Another dupe from the Perfect Order ETB. So 3 dupes that I got from the ETB, I got them here as well. One final appreciation of the hits, and for the rest of the video, it will be divided into 3 main sections. First, we will look at the deck itself as to how I used it, how I built it, the 40 cards, and like the different tips and tricks that I used during my rounds throughout the pre-release. The second quick part would be opening the prize pack that I got for participating in that pre-release, and the third and final part, we will merge everything that we get here from Perfect Order into the ETB with all the bulk that we've gotten so far from the other boxes, like from the pre-release, from the ETB itself. We'll merge all of that together so that we have everything from Perfect Order in one place, and I can prepare it to be scanned in the Dex application. But we'll get to that in a moment, so we'll set this one apart. And we'll set this one apart. We'll be opening it in a second. First, we're gonna go over the deck itself. And as you can see here, what I used for this pre-release are the beautiful sleeves from the ETB itself, very on brand with the event itself being Perfect Order. And I also did like double sleeve it. Of course, the coloring on this one is very green electric pop color, but I wanted to like protect it really well with double sleeving, so that's what I did. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna arrange the deck here on my playmat, and then we're gonna talk about it in detail. We're gonna speed this up a little bit. Okay, so this is the deck that I built for the pre-release. As for these types of events, it should be only 40 cards per deck, and you don't have a limit of the amount of cards that you put. So if I wanted to put like a 5th, a 6th, or even a 7th Snivy, I would have been able to do so. And that tactic was really helpful the other week with the Doublade deck, as I needed to show multiple copies so that I can make more damage. But in this case, it was good enough to have 4 of the basic Pokemon here in the Snivy, Servine, and Superior evolution line. So as you might already notice, I don't have the promo here for the Superior because I was able to pull an extra Superior from my booster packs per se. You did already see in the recap part of the video the different pulls that I got. We'll get to them in a second in detail. But yeah, so this deck was based on grass. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 basic grass energy, and we have 2 of the special type, which gives you an extra 20 HP for the Pokemon that it attaches, and this stacks up. So if I attach 2, it has 40 extra. So for example, Superior goes from 160 to 180, and it could go to 200 if I had both of them at the same time. So that was nice. Also, Superior itself, its main strength is this first attack right here, which does 20 for each Pokemon of yours that you have in play. So that means the active Pokemon plus a full bench of 5 Pokemon, 6 in total, it could do 120 damage for only 1 energy. That's a really powerful attack for a pre-release format, because I would say 98% of the times most people don't have EXs and Megas. Sometimes some people do get a few from the packs, but they might not even integrate it. So 120 max damage, that's really powerful. But also for 3 energies, you have 100 damage. Like that's the basic, which is also okay. But if you have this card right here, which in Spanish is Motivación de Nancy, or Nancy's Motivation, in this case, if you have already used this card, or you have discarded it in any way, maybe using an Ultra Ball or something, and you have it in the discard pile, this attack does 150 more for a total of 250 points of damage. That's extremely powerful for a pre-release format. So I was able to get 2 of these cards in the 40 card pre-built deck, and I was able to pull one extra from the packs themselves. So that's why I definitely integrated it into my deck, and it did help me a couple times. And of course, the stadium here, the Forest of Vitality, it allows me to evolve quickly within the same turn. Any Pokemon that I have laid, even when I put them from my hand into my bench, I can evolve them right away. So this was extremely helpful to go through the evolution line really quickly. Then we have Shaman. I did remove one copy of Shaman to keep only 3. What Shaman does, if it's in the active spot and it attacks, it sends flowers or Enviar Flores. What it does is I search my deck for a basic energy card and I add it to the grass in my bench, like the grass Pokemon in my bench. It's okay if I start with it, and having 30 as a first attack, it's okay. It's not bad. If I get it like among my first hand, that's okay to start with. Then within the pack, like the opening the booster packs, I got these two, which are like in the same evolution lines, Pinarok and Ariados. And actually they came in really helpful, which what it does is that during the opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot retreat. So it stays put with like the webbing that you get it stick, Hilo Pegajoso, you get it stuck in the active spot. Then the evolution Ariados does that same exact effect, but it also poisons the active Pokemon. So it's envenenado, like poisoned, and also cannot retreat. And on top of that, it's 50 damage for 1 energy card, 110 HP. It's actually quite a good Pokemon to have in a pre-release format. I really like it. I did use it a couple times, so that's good. Apart from that, as for the items, I did have a couple of these, which allows me to look at the first 7 cards and remove or steal a couple of Pokemon or energy cards. Then we have the Buddy Puffin, Ultra Ball, and I did get, of course, a Pokepad within the pack's openings. It's a reverse holo Pokepad because the deck of Superior does not include a Pokepad per se, but I did receive one, so I was definitely gonna include it in my deck. Then we have all the other supporters. We have a couple of Dawn, of course, to search for the whole evolution line. Lily's Determination to shuffle your hand into the deck. Then we have Levi and Ayuda Nereida and Aroa. I'll put the translations on the screen in English. Each of them like very basic, typical supporters that you would include in your deck. So yeah, that was it for this deck. It was really, really nice. Of course, the good thing about the grass type is that 2 of the 4 decks of the pre-release were fighting, which they had weakness against grass. But the metal one, Doublade, it was really strong against grass. I was pinned up against a Doublade. It was a really nice match, but I did lose. I didn't have a chance because it has resistance, it has the Stadium, which protects it as well, and it has the Klefki, which blocks the attack, like one of the attacks of the Pokemon. That's the deck I used the other time, so I completely understand it. Those wins are completely deserved, so that's good. I really had a lot of fun for this pre-release. I won 2 rounds out of 4. So yeah, it wasn't that bad. I enjoyed it, and I was very happy with the deck I got. Now let's take a look at the hits that I got from this pre-release. Okay, so everything extra that I got during the pre-release, I put it in this box right here as I had it on hand for this same purpose. So these are the hits. We're gonna take a look at them in a second. But just talking about the regular cards, I'm very happy that I got this Holo Gengar. I think I already have like 3 copies of it. It's really, really nice. Very nice illustration and the holo version of it. And of course, all the rest of the cards, which we will now be sorting them into the bulk in a second. We have like the player's guide right here. Anything else here that is of note? No, it's very basic, like commons, uncommons, rares, cards. And then we have the hits per se. And of course, the promo. We have the Superior promo right here. We're gonna unsleeve them for a second and show them up close. Let's start off with the Superior promo. I really like that it has the stamp right here. I love it. Let's compare it with the Doublade promo I got from the first pre-release, I think. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Very nice looking. I really love that I got 2 of these promos, right? Really, really nice. I love the contrast of the green and the gray. Now, for playability, I think Doublade was my favorite, and like even I saw it in the second pre-release, and Doublade did have a lot of high potential. The other 2 were Tyrant and Barbaracle. I think Barbaracle was my least favorite for me to get, so I'm thankful that I didn't get that one. Tyrant, I would have been happy to get it, but because I got the Tyrant promo illustration from the ETB, where is it? I think I have it around here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, from the ETB, I got the Tyrant here. So yeah, I was very happy that I got Serperior, so that means I'm not having like the same Pokemon in two different versions as promo. So yeah, I was very happy about this one. Then we have this Wondrous patch, which by the way, I did already pull. We had like a couple of dupes of hits, which was like very interesting. I haven't had a lot of hits in general, and the few hits that I've got out of this pre-release, I get 3 dupes. This is the first one. Now I have it in English and in Spanish. Then this is the second one. Now I have it in Spanish and in English. Very, very useful card. And then the third one that was also a dupe, this beautiful, beautiful Esper. I also have it in English and in Spanish from the ETB and from the pre-release. So I got very lucky to have had illustration rares, but now I got dupes. Maybe I will trade them for maybe different cards or something like that. This is the first time that I actually have like high value cards that are dupes that I could trade for something else. The one hit that I did not have first or before this day was Talonflame. Very beautiful art there. Look at that coloring. Look at that sky with the hollow effect. I really, really like this card. I was very, very satisfied and happy with all the pulls. I would have liked for the hits to be at least not so many dupes, but this one is useful. This one is beautiful. This one is extremely cute. I might even keep it. I might even trade it. We'll have to see. But for now, yeah, we're going to put these ones aside so that we can continue. These go back to the ETB box. And what we're going to do now is open the prize pack that I got, Series 8, as this prize pack was like a participation prize for the pre-release, as the pre-release includes the Build and Battle box itself, which comes with the 40-card pre-built deck plus 4 booster packs, and the shop also gave us 3 extra booster packs that we opened on the spot, similar to the first pre-release. So we got 7 booster packs in total and the 40-card deck, and the participation prize, which is this one. We're gonna open it to see what we get. Let's hope we get something nice. As usual, these come in Spanish, as I am based here in Chile, so these cards usually are in Spanish. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Bam! We have Mysterious Garden. We have Cynthia's Gabite. We have Paul's Snorlax. Ooh, nice. We have Basic Fighting Energy, Cosmo Hollow. Very beautiful. I really like the energy cards that have that Cosmo effect. Another Cosmo Hollow for fighting, which is the Gatorade bottle. Very nice. I really like the coloring there. And we have the Basic Metal Energy. Okay, great. Now what we will do is we will mix or merge everything that we got from the pre-release, from the pre-built deck, from this pull right here of the prize pack, and we will merge it with everything that we got from the ETB. So this next part will be sped up. Grab a coffee, grab a tea, and enjoy it as we go. Actually, what we're gonna start with is we're gonna unsleeve everything. And it's gonna be a double unsleeving, so bear with me. Okay, we just unsleeved everything. We'll mix it here. And these sleeves right here will go into my main deck, as I usually every month or so I rotate the sleeves. I used the Phantasmal Flame sleeves for a few weeks, then the Ascended Heroes now a few more weeks, and now we're going to use the Perfect Order sleeves for a few weeks until the next expansion comes out, which is Chaos Rising. I'm very excited about that one as it has really nice visuals. So yeah, these will go with my main deck. We'll sleeve that up later off camera. And now we're gonna sort everything here. By the way, a couple interesting facts about the pre-release. So this was the basic Pokemon for Tyrant. It's actually an item and a fossil. So technically it should be used like a regular basic Pokemon, but this cannot be put into the active spot as a first Pokemon. So if you only get this in your first hand, it's actually a mulligan and you would have to like reshuffle everything. And a lot of people confused it with like a basic Pokemon that they used it as if. And also like when you play Buddy Buddy Puffin, I don't know where it is right now, where you actually look for basic Pokemon, you cannot search for this one as it is in all technical terms an item, as it is like a rock, it is a fossil. So yeah, a lot of people confuse that. It was really interesting to see how they would manage that as well. And on the other hand, we have Barbaracle, which was one of the other decks that was available for the pre-release. It's a really interesting card, but from all the 4 designs, it was my least favorite. It has like a really nice design, but just like this Pokemon per se, I don't know it that much, so maybe that's why I wasn't that excited to get it. This is its basic Pokemon, by the way. Very interesting, but wasn't my thing. All right, so yeah, we organized the Pokemon themselves. We're just gonna bring them back up. The holos first. I really like that I got a lot of the dinosaurs like in holo version, like Aurorus and, oh no, 2 Aurorus, but they're really beautiful. Then we have the Superior, then we have the regular ones. Let's put the holos here for a second. Here are like my protagonists from last week. Oh, there was a holo here that slipped. We're gonna put it with the rest of the holos. Water, there we go. Oh, we have the evolution, nice. And here we have the evolution, I think also Aurorus, and where was it? Amora. We do have the fossil, I think, in one of the ETB pools, but yeah, I'm very happy about that. Now that we did the Pokemon in detail, let's do the trainer cards. Okay, so we have all the items, or objeto in Spanish. Then we have one Pokemon tool. Let's put it in the back. Then we have the stadiums, the supporters, and we have these 3 items. Cosmo Holo that we got from the prize pack, and 2 reverse holo for the energy surge, and the Pokepad, the protagonist of it all. We're just gonna put it in the front here. And lastly, really quickly, let's organize this. Okay, that was quick. So we have grass, fire, electric, dark, metal, and let's put the holo in front. Okay, now we're gonna add everything to the ETB box, the hits together. I cannot believe I have like 3 repeats of the hits. All right, so let's bring it up. If you haven't seen my previous videos, I've got the Double 8 promo, as we just said. We have the Yveltal EX that I pulled in the pre-release itself. Then we have the Lapras EX, Mega Zygarde EX, Wondrous Patch, Esper, Meowth, I'm missing one, Tyrant, where is the, this one. Yeah, so from the pre-release itself, I got these per se. Then from the pack opening, I got this. And then from the ETB, I think I got these, if I'm not mistaken. And now from this pre-release, I got these. So let's arrange them in order a little bit. Let's see. Full Art, EX, Full Art, Promo, EX, Full Art, EX, EX, Item, Full Art, EX, Promo. So we have the 3 promos. Then we have the EXs. Let's put Meowth in the beginning, starting with Spanish, English. Then we have Lapras, Yveltal, Mega Zygarde. Then we have, let's put the Spoopa, then the Talonflame, then the Esper. And then we have the Wondrous Patch. Okay, awesome. Great. So that's that. Where is it? Okay. Oh. And they're dropping. They get very slippery with the penny sleeves. Okay, so we have all our hits together now.
Let's put it in our first quote-unquote category. Oh, there we go. Does it show? Yeah. So this is a great moment to remind you, if you don't already know that. If you have watched until here, I'm sure that you already know this by now, but I do take my sweet time. I enjoy the openings. I look at the cards. I take this process really like slowly, calmly. I enjoy it as I go. And I could edit all of this out and just like keep only the highlights and make it like a 3-minute video. That's completely okay as well. But I know that some people actually enjoy this type of content, myself included, so I'm creating content that I would love to watch. I know that some people would enjoy it as well. So yeah, we're going to add the hollow Pokemon first. Let's start with the grass. Then we have water. Great. Then we have fire. We don't have fire there. No, we don't. Then we have colorless. Oh, we have 2 Diggersby colorless. Then we have lightning. Then followed by fighting. Then we have... Oh yeah, as I was saying, yes, I do actually have 3 Gengars. So I have 2 in English, 1 in Spanish. Very beautiful art there. So those are the hollows. Let's go with our regulars. Let's start. Oh, we have Dartrix here, so we have Rowlet. Nice. Then we have, let's just put like immediately right there all the grass non-hollows there. Let's go next category, water. There we go, that's water. I'm just gonna insert it there. Perfect. Then let's look for fire. I really need like bigger boxes to organize all of this a little bit better. Fire. I see the colorless there. Colorless. Colorless. Then we have lightning. There. 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 Then fighting. There we go. Then dark. Oh, we didn't get any psych, or we did, but we organized it. Yeah, we did. There we go. I love this Clefairy art. Beautiful art in general, like each of them. Then we have dark. I love this ghastly design, by the way. Just like chilling around the city, you know? Then we have our beautiful Honedge double 8 and Aegislash. I didn't get a double 8 in this like pre-release, but of course in the other one I got quite a few. Then we have the trainer cards. As I've mentioned before, I know that the special energies, they go like with the energies, but because these are special, I like to keep them with the trainer cards as they are like easier to find that way. Okay, like these special energies first, then the hollow trainer cards, and then we have items with items. Okay, those items, there we go there. It's interesting that the only tool that I got last time is the same that the only tool that I got this time, so that's interesting. Let's put it here. Then we have the stadiums. Then we have the supporters there. Special energies here. There we go, much better. And the energies. So we have grass. We have fire. Lightning. And dark and metal. And let's keep the hollow one in front of the fighting ones. There we go. Okay, and that would be it for today, I think. Yes, it is. Great. So let's close everything. Let's bring this here for a quick visual representation. Great. So as always, I'm very thankful for your support. I hope that you liked this video as much as I did. I also hope that you were able to score a pre-release event, and if you haven't, maybe try to do so for Chaos Rising, as it is a very fun casual event and you do get a lot of packs for the price of the event itself. So I was very happy to do this twice, and I got 2 different promos, which has I'm extremely satisfied. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.